Hi, and welcome back to Cat Ridden Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today is Monday, which can only mean one thing. I have my top picks for you guys. So, these are my most anticipated new comic books for this new week of books. So, let's jump right on into it, shall we? First off, is Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, issue 4. So this is the continuation of The Big Lie, where the Hardy Boys are now being looked at for their father's own murder. Nancy Drew herself is dealing with a number of issues with her own father and his involvement with a possible cover-up involving the Hardy Boys' father. There's a number of different twists and turns that are going on right now, and I've really been enjoying this series. For anyone who was the least bit interested in a Nancy Drew book or a Hardy Boys book, or even anyone who just really loves murder mysteries and the like, I would definitely suggest picking up this book if you aren't already. It's been a great read for me so far, and I definitely cannot wait to read this next issue. So next from DC Comics is Lobo and Roadrunner special, issue 1. So this is a Looney Tunes DC Comics crossover. This is going to be Lobo teaming up with Wile E. Coyote in order to take down the Roadrunner. So I really haven't been as excited about these DC crossovers with the Looney Tunes as, some people have been. Some of the pairings that they've been doing just doesn't really float my boat, but this one sounds fantastic to me because growing up watching poor Wile E. Coyote always trying to take down the Roadrunner, always calling up Acme Corporation, trying to get anvils dropped on him, sticks of dynamite, just you name it. And he's tried it for this damn bird. But now he's got Lobo's phone number. So Lobo and he are going to be teaming up against the Roadrunner, and we'll see who wins. Is Lobo going to be enough to take down the Roadrunner? We'll have to read the comic and find out. So next is I Hate Fairyland, issue 13. So this is the continuation of Gertrude and Larry running around Fairyland, causing just chaos and destruction everywhere they go. Literally, it's cartoon gore and violence. There's no cursing, because instead of cursing, they say, "What the fluff?" And, you fudge rucker and different things like that. But it's so cute and so just... It's Skottie Young at his best. If you were a Skottie Young fan at all, I would definitely suggest picking up this book and checking it out if you're not already. Another great thing about these books is it always just kind of introduces you and gets you going. You really don't have to read all of it in order to understand what's going on. Here's Gertrude. She was a little girl who got transported into Fairyland. She was supposed to find a magical key in order to go home. Well, basically 30 years later, she's still stuck there, and she's still trapped inside a 5-year-old's body. So she's kind of bitter, if you could guess that at all. But it's so great. I love it. I've been reading it since issue 1. It is definitely a book that I have to pick up and read as soon as I get my hands on it. Also, I collect the Fuck Fairyland variant covers, which are always fantastic. So check it out if you aren't already. Next is Plastic, issue 3. So this is the continuation of the brand new miniseries from Image Comics. So this is a man who is willing to do anything for the love of his life, Virginia, and she's taken from him, and he has to kill a number of people in order to try to get her back. It sounds like a great epic love story, right? Until you realize that the love of his life is actually a blow-up doll. and he has a weird fascination with plastic, and he's really gross, and he likes to kill people and talk to dead people. It's really creepy. It's a lot of cartoon gore and violence, but it's kind of fascinating at the same time. Like, you want to look away, but you just can't because it's that good. This is a brand new miniseries. I believe it's only going to be 5 issues. So, issue 3. Check it out if you're not already. We did leave off in a pretty great ending with issue 2. So we already know he's going to be going after the new sheriff in issue 3. So I'm definitely excited to see that jerk basically he's going to get what's coming to him. So I'm all for it. And finally, last but certainly not least, is Shirtless Bear Fighter issue 1. So Shirtless Bear Fighter, you're thinking that sounds ridiculous, right? Like the strangest / lamest story they could possibly come up with. Well, I thought the same thing until I read into it a little bit more, and it sounded even more ridiculous. It's a man who was raised by bears, and they betrayed him. So now he's going on a mission to fight every single bear he can. Every single bear in the world is going to taste his fist, apparently. And as ridiculous as that sounds, it kind of sounds awesome. To me, this could almost be like what Grizzly Shark was a while back. So I'm definitely really intrigued to see. I'm definitely going to be picking up the first issue. I'm really hoping it is as ridiculous as I think it's going to be, because it could actually be really, really funny. I'm really hoping it is. So yeah, that's it for this new week in comics. This is by no means all the comics I'm getting this week. These are just my most anticipated books. So give me a like if you like this video, comment below and tell me some of the cool new books that you're interested in for this new week in comics. Tell me whether or not there's anything I should be checking out for that I did not mention on this list. Tell me whether or not you'd like a review of any of these certain books. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of the older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.